Okay, so dear Dharma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. And keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, before we start our practice session, as usual, we'll take few minutes for ourselves to clarify, to be very clear with this practice. So becoming very clear within your own mind, within your own interpretation, within your own definition is very important. Because when it comes to happiness, satisfaction, nibbana, liberation, transformation, wisdom, so the more than this outside information, and sometimes our own interpretation can become a hindrance to our own journey. So as example, what you know about happiness can become a hindrance to the real happiness. What you know about wisdom can be a detachment to the real wisdom. What you know about liberation or the nibbana or the transformation can be the real hindrance for the real nibbana. So that's why it is very important ourselves again and again we look and we become very clear with our own understanding. So when it comes to meditation, the same. And what you know as meditation, what you know about meditation can change the result of the real meditation. But most of the time we don't want to question, or we don't want to look into that, because it is a kind of like a very radical way of understanding. But that is the Buddha's way. So otherwise, if you just allow that your own mind to be there as it is, and day by day, it's going to become more strong with that whatever the ideas we used to carry with our life. So, but the very purpose of practicing this tranquility meditation and vipassana meditation, or the samatha and vipassana, tranquility or inside meditation, this both, becoming very clear with our own ideas or the interpretations and get out of that and have the total clarity within ourselves. So when it comes to the path of the nibbana or the liberation, there are three doors that you can enter, three ways that you can enter. So we're going to talk about that today. Three doors of liberation. So when it comes to that, one thing is understanding the very nature of formlessness. Because our behavior, our nature, the very behavior of this conventional mind always try to take something through the form or the name. But liberation is the place that you become free from the name and form. So then formlessness is a one way to enter to that. So what is the formlessness? So that when it comes to the ultimate truth, the formlessness exists around us. But when it comes to our understanding, we always take it as a form. So example, when it comes to car, the car itself doesn't independently exist. There are a lot of parts come together, bring this car. So when you say a car, that means there are a lot of parts behind it. Otherwise, without that part, there cannot be a independent, permanent, such a thing called car. So like that, when it comes to our human body, when you say your name, out of that name, behind that name, there are a lot of things happens. Without that things, that name cannot exist. So then you have to have a body. So when it comes to the body, human body, this all the parts of this body need to appear as a person. So then that each and every part has its own way of behavior, character, duties, nature. Lungs has a different things, the kidneys, the liver, and your hands has a different nature and the behavior, and your legs has a different nature and behavior. So like that, your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body has a different way of behavior. But when this all come together, so we call a person. So this formlessness, each and everywhere, that whatever you take as a form, when it comes to liberation, that if you are capable to go through the form and understand the formlessness, then you are entering to liberation. So that is one door. It's another way, that emptiness. Even though we see things as it is, and we think kind of like there is something exist, and deeper level, there is no such a thing called that whatever we try to put a name. So formlessness. And the second door, the second entrance is signlessness. That we see many, many signs, and through that signs we try to understand the life. We try to interpret the life. So as example, clouds. So when it appears as a cloud, if you look very carefully, the water become the clouds. So then by the time what happened, the cloud become the rain. So the rain become the river. So the river become the plants. And the plants become the food. Food become the animals or the living beings. So look at the journey that happens. So in case, just imagine, if there is no water, there is no way that clouds can happen. So the water become the clouds. So then when we see a sign, with our very nature is take it as a independent, permanent something. So this signlessness, so the signs very easily can misguide us. It's kind of like a believing there's such a thing like that. Like as example, on the mirror, the reflection happens. There is no such a person there. And when you look at the water, maybe you see your own reflection, but there is no such a person like that. And the shadow, there is no such a thing permanently, independently exist. So like that, whatever you see, even though it appears as something, behind that, it is a part of a journey that we don't see. So then this signlessness, understand when you experience something, even in this very moment, that whatever in front of you, the computer or the cell phone or the iPad or the TV, look that whatever appears here is a very result of something. Then when you take this as a sign, there is a kind of like such a thing. And that sign itself misguides us. So it is a result of something. And it's a part of a journey. So the signlessness is another entrance to the liberation. When you experience something in that very moment, if you are capable to see the signlessness, in that very moment, your transformation happened within that experience. Another one is the aimlessness. Formlessness, signlessness, and the aimlessness. So the aim or the goal or the intention always create a journey. And then we keep following something. And even regarding the Nibbana, if it is become a goal, what will happen? You start to follow it, look for it. It creates, then when you have a goal, knowingly or unknowingly, you start to chase for that. So aimlessness also another entrance to the liberation, even while you practice meditation. If you look for any kind of result, or if you have a very preconditioned mind, what will happen is your practice not going to work properly, because you always look for something. And sometimes, just imagine, when you have an aim, listen this very carefully, when you have an aim, when you have a goal, it has ability to disturb you, kind of like a lost. Just imagine when you say, I am lost, What does that mean? That means you didn't able to get into the goal or the destination. But if you don't have an aim, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a destination, there's no way that you can get lost. In a very conventional life, as ordinary people, we have to have certain intentions and the certain kind of goals. But here, that methods we can't use to attain to the liberation. That is a very major mistake that most of time we all does. With the very conventional way of method, we try to apply to get out of it. We can't. So that's why the aimlessness, when it comes to within your own mind, when you practice meditation, just focus to the very moment of sensation rather than looking for something or waiting for a result or go towards some destination. So in that very moment, it doesn't matter how far we go, how long it happens, it doesn't matter, we don't care. In the moment, you just settle down with that. So as example, just imagine you walk. If you are capable like the, when you keep your foot on the ground, if you are capable to just settle down with that one foot, knowingly it is kind of like a kissing the earth, hugging the earth, holding the earth. In that very moment, you detach from the desire of journey or walking. So that is one method that we bring with the practicing walking meditation. One foot at a time, one step at a time. So in that step, you get out of the idea of walking. In that various moment, you more focus to the experience moment by moment, moment by moment. So like that in your life. Especially with the meditation, remember, when you sit, when you observe, just settle down with the moment of experience, rather than wishing for something, rather than look for something, rather than set up a goal. Try to reverse that, the mind, and get out of that all. It is sometimes it is, it takes time to understand it. Why? Because from childhood, as ordinary people, we develop our mind to set up goals, to have an aim, go with the wishes, hopes. So that is the very conventional way of life. It is work to have a very comfortable, successful, conventional life. But that method doesn't work to gain the liberation. So get out of the conventional method or the conventional way of life is the beginning of liberation. So remember that. So that doesn't mean you give up this everything and become nothing. We can't do that. That's why we have to have the practice little by little, little by little. So in the deeply, we apply it to our day-to-day life within our own mind. That is where we work, not with the outside things. We work with our form, feeling, perception, volition, and the consciousness or the awareness, recognition, understanding. So that way, you have a very comfortable conventional life with others, but deeper yourself, you work with your own mind to get out of the aim or the goal or the wishes. So then, in the very then how, when without a goal, without a wish, without a aim, how you can work with the conventional life? You work with the conventional life according to the necessary cause and conditions. You don't wish, oh, it should be like that. So whatever the situation comes, according to that situation, you perform your best. And that way, your conventional life also going to become very successful. See, those are the three entrants or the three doors attaining to liberation: formlessness, signlessness, and aimlessness. That all should work within inside you. That as example, that the formlessness, that whatever you see as form in the outside, you should not argue with anybody. But when you experience, as example, this is a cup, and everybody can see that it has a cup. And so, but yourself, when you experience it, you should not take to your mind it as a permanent, independently exist form, because this came out of different material, and this is not going to be permanent. So within another 100 years, this is not going to be the same like this. So it's by the no one maybe touch it, but by the time it itself going to change. So how it possible? Because it has a nature within itself to go with its own material things. And so when it comes to that, each and everything around us, the same. So, but when it go to the conventional life, that other people cannot understand that, because they say, oh, look at this, I can touch it, I can see it. There is a cup. Of course, there is a cup. Only for the conventional life. For the eternal life, in the eternal way, there is no cup. So this everything the same way. Everything came out of something. And so once you reverse the mechanism, you are capable to understand. So this all the computer, that everything, lights, this everything, even your house, this building, everything came as a result of that you put certain parts together. And that's why it appears like that. Signlessness, so you should not argue with the outside world. But whatever the signs that you have within yourself, whatever that you see with the outside world, you should understand it not happen independently. It is a journey that go through. It is a process that you see. It's not that one moment of independent object that you take. So whatever you see, it has a different kind of interpretation, different kind of meaning. And so then once you get it, that sign itself become nothing. So any sign the same. That when you drive on the road, look at many signs. It says something, but once you take it, once you understand it, it's become nothing. So then remember yourself within your form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition, that try to see that. And aimlessness. We always, that in the conventional life, everyone look for an aim. But yourself, you have to remember not to struggle with that. Anything possible to change at any time. And when you don't have an aim, when you are capable to settle down, and when you are capable to hold the balance within the moment that you are wherever you are, so then you're not going to get lost on the journey. Because when there is no aim, there is no way to lost. So then develop that in your mind, within your form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition. Otherwise, if you lead your form, feeling, perception, volition, and recognition towards to gain something, hold something, own something, it's always going to become difficult for you, because there's no such a thing like that. So then work, when you on this the path of liberation, start to develop and understand and try to find the entrance within these three doors: formlessness, signlessness, and aimlessness. So you don't need to take this all the three. So if you are capable to get one, and you are capable to reach to other to exit. So that way, deeper inside you, you gain the deeper liberation, and it will help you to deeply get out of all the mental formations, or the patterns, or the methods that we develop within ourselves. So becoming free from your own mind, or the own ideas, own intention, own desires, is the freedom we call here. Not something from outside world. So then bring the right definition to your liberation. Bring the right definition to your freedom. Bring the right definition to your happiness. Remember, in case if you bring the wrong definition, or the wrong understanding, or the wrong meaning to the meaning of liberation, the wisdom, the happiness, or anything, it will start to take you to the wrong direction. So the samsara means something like that. So meditation means we purify ourselves when the mind becomes very clear from all the past memories, or the thoughts, or the idea. When we have the clarity, we are capable to get into the right definition, right meaning, right understanding. And that will take you to the door. So once you are come to in front of the door, there are three doors that you can enter to liberation: formlessness, signlessness, aimlessness. So then from today, little by little, give your time and start to work yourself with that. So now we get into practice a little bit. So be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck, head straight in one line, and bring attention to your body and scan head to toes yourself. And say Sopat Deva, or may I be well and happy 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable. May my breath be more smooth. May no difficulties come to me. May all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. When it happens, through the sensation, recognize it, do nothing extra. So bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once, like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha, and also by the power of this meritorious deed, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Ittavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya ittavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya ittavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam Sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya imaya dhamma anudhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammang pujemi sanghang pujemi attaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam ha paribundissami Idammi punya kamang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless.